We've been locked in a sibling rivalry for the past year now, which started when I bought this Honda Civic off of eBay as a track car, and my older, fatter, balder brother said he could do it better for less.
So I bought the cheapest Toyota Aygo to beat him around Knock Hill, failed. Then I bought an even cheaper Suzuki Swift to beat him at Silverstone, failed again.
This time it's a rematch around Knock Hill, which is a much shorter track and could give the Swift an advantage over the Civic, but there's a stipulation in this race: loser sells their car.
But it won't be me selling the Swift, because first I've got massive upgrades to make to the Swift that should guarantee my victory.
First thing is to bring the screaming car in and explain the process and the plans for the Swift.
You've never beat me with the Aygo, you've no beat me with the Swift, albeit the Swift hasn't been to Knock Hill yet.
It wasn't quick enough at Silverstone, but with more corners it might be more quick.
Silverstone was a longer track with bigger straights, which obviously helped the Civic, but through the tight corners I think that's where the Suzuki Swift made up. And Knock Hill was a short track with a tight hairpin.
It's just corners, so make it more
corners.
fast on corners.
So we're kind of cheating here, because without letting the Suzuki race the Civic round Knock Hill, we're already modifying the Suzuki first. So, and I'm not modifying the Civic. It needs to stay the way it is. So we're just going to dive in. So what's your plans on modification?
I've got a boot full of lovely modifications for suspension.
I've not seen this, so...
This is it here. Coilovers and extras.
Oh, coilovers and an air fryer. Oh wait, it's not, it's a food processor.
Springs and coilover bits.
You're going to install the food processor on the passenger seat so you can have smoothies in the way round.
Can't wait to try and save time already. And then front coilovers.
Wait, because, Michelle, if you turn the camera that way, Darren is also here. Told you, I seen a picture where they cut drive shafts, mate.
But it's not only the drive shaft, they also cut like this.
They cut the bottom arm.
And these brake lines and the drop links, why would you take them off when you can just slice them?
First thing as always, put the car on the ramp. While Gary removes the wheels, myself and Dan are stripping the salvage tine suspension, ready to install to Gary's Swift. And while we're doing that, I've left Gary with a list of parts we need removed first, which isn't exactly going smoothly.
Just stopping Gary, we meant to give him a couple of pointers. You've got full free range of this car. There's no one working on the other side, so you can manipulate the steering to get access, right? So that helps you to get in. See, if you're taking off the carrier bolt, get the caliper out of the way first. So you've already undone the caliper one, so I would want that out the way. Right, and hang it up here. Set your two bolts up there. See now, you don't want to use a spanner to take this off, especially a multi-point spanner, right? Because it's more likely to chew on a bolt, especially an old bolt. And if you watch there, you're not quite getting the leverage for this as you will for a actual socket. So I'll show you. Corrosion build-up will affect what size it is. So 17's too big, then we'll go down to 16. But there's rust and stuff on there, so rust actually swells and then it manipulates the size, so you need to kind of clean it up or chap it on. But it's going to be a 16, I'll give it a wee knock on so it's nice and tight. So see, because I've got full range in it this side, this is a good tip for anybody, I can now put a longer lever in here and I've got this full side. So Michelle, if we swap places just now. So instead of being round here struggling, I've got full range and I can just pull and that'll take that off. And that's where I'll crack it off and then I'll swap to like a battery ratchet or something, I'll kind of always use the long, you get more lever on a longer bar, which gives you more pull. So again, I'm just coming in. I would use, normally I would maybe use a 1/2 inch, this is my 3/8 size. There, crack it off. So you've got full range in here, you're not struggling to the front with a spanner, you're getting a longer bar in, you get more access and you can get more oomph on it, and that'll take it off. And then for there, I'll buzz it off. But I always like to crack it with this so I'm not ruining my guns and taking all the shock through my hands and stuff. So there you go, that's you straight in, and you can remove all that now. And then you just repeat the same on the other side.
Then I'll shoot you in 5 minutes.
True to his word, he's going to need me for the other side as well. For even Michelle on the camera is zooming into the problem here.
I'm stuck on a stupid problem.
Well, me and Darren have almost stripped all the parts to fit. Gary is causing more problems with his Timo tools, and I have to come to rescue again since the track rod threads have now stripped.
Even though this is turning, it's no travelling down the bolt, it's just spinning. It's slacker, it's turning inside there, so I'll get a wheel. I'll take a ratchet to start it.
Darren is pessimistic, Gary. You're optimistic now because he's just heard the noise, so the nut splitter's on there. Darren will let you do the honour, strip it off. So I bought these nut strippers years and years and years ago with my dad. And Darren had pessimistic faces on there. Look at that. Right there, you can see there, can't you? So the nut is completely split straight down the middle.
With that issue dealt with, and Gary having ruined my patience, me and Darren tackled the back suspension by first dropping the back axle from the shockers and removing the springs. Then we can lower the car and remove the boot interior trim to access the last shocker nuts. Off come the old shock absorbers and in go the new second-hand Tyne shocks. And with that done, now the springs.
That's a big difference, and that's no that at its lowest.
I promised my wife that she'll not really notice the difference.
Oh, you're gonna notice.
Don't say that.
Then back at the front of the car, we've left the subframe hanging down to change the steering rack. As Gary said, it was turning left a lot easier than turning right, and we think the power steering motor is on its way out. You might have been wondering earlier why the track rod ends were coming off. This is because the subframe and the steering rack had to come out. And with the track rod ends off, it's just a few bolts holding the steering rack onto the subframe once we've disconnected the steering column from inside the car.
I took the steering rack out myself.
When dropping the subframe, one of the bolts sheared, and I attempt to come to the rescue again, this time with the welder.
It's no after. It's no after.
I've never successfully done this before. Ever. Ever.
Basically a new bolt. Just put that in the subframe again.
Let me see your happy face.
Ah, yeah.
Is that a better feeling than when you get the transit stuff?
No.
Is that a better feeling than the bolt splitter?
Aye. I've never successfully been able to do that. That was attempt number 2. Put the voltage up a little bit to make sure I was penetrating the nut. I did have a castellated nut on and I just... These nuts. I did have a castellated nut on, but it didn't seem to be working properly, so we switched to this one, made sure it was clean, turned the voltage up, and out she came. So thank God, man, because
I'll let you keep that.
that would have been a nightmare. You keep it.
I'll let you keep it.
That would have been game over if that didn't come out.
And now the brotherly squabbles can start again.
I saw it last diagrams.
I'll tell you something, it's not getting named Lucy anymore. Rusty now.
She was snapping things.
It wasn't me. I fixed it for you, £100.
That's how you snapped it.
Right.
He gets paid regardless. He's done all the rating.
Let's argument to continue.
Crazy times, can't you feel it? Is there a reason for it all? Maybe take a ride on this pipe train, hold it in, wait for it, here come the fall. Oh, your mind's been spun into a web, it's a spider gonna catch 'em all. Wheels and deals, a flickering screen, got your card, ain't you please, gotta click 'em all. Who's living is here? Who's living is there?
A quick clean up of the threads and she's good to put back together. Then the squabbles can recommence.
Tell me what's wrong with this image right now.
You standing still and we're working.
It's alright, Gary's going to wrap the car anyway. That's the equivalent of me saying I'm going to wrap the Integra.
If you just did that to Integra, the full front end it would be lying on the deck.
What? Aye, bro. Check Gary out, kidding on his dance off. I speak pure Scottish whenever you're here. It's got my YouTube voice when you're not
You
here.
did that when you were talking to your son last week. You were speaking to him when you were trying to help him. You're like, ah, right, Paul, we need to do this, and then you turned into me saying like,
I've got a YouTube voice.
Gotta plant some seeds. Who's living is here? Who's living is there?
Now with everything stripped, off comes the old strut and spring, and in goes the tying coilovers. Something we never thought of, the car is now too low to remove from the ramp. So safely we load it down onto some blocks and she's finished and ready to have the suspension and tracking set up to take on the mighty Civic.
Open up the heart.
Coming up next time on part 2.